Hey guys, Caller here, bringing you the second tiebreaker game in the OSL Round of 16 Group B, and this is between Jangbi and Nada, a battle between an up-and-coming Protoss player and the old veteran of many Star Leagues, Nada. And Nada is spawning in teal at the 1 o'clock position, Jangbi spawning in blue at the 7 o'clock position. And this is Andromeda, so I do expect a more epic combat than in last game, the first tiebreaker game, where Jangbi basically just cheesed Stork to death, and I'm surprised that Stork lost. Jangbi's not known for his Protoss versus Protoss skills. He actually has a very low win percentage against Protoss. It's weakest lineup, so that's perhaps why he decided to use that strategy against Stork to prevent a long game, which Stork is very good at, I feel, even though right now he is in a definite slump, and he probably will not be able to advance into the next level because he has lost this game, unless a bunch of fluke, basically back and forth victories happen. In any case, if Jangbi wins this, then Jangbi wins this group, and the other two are eliminated, and Jangbi advances to round of 8. If Nada wins this, Nada will then play Stork, and then the winner from that, well, if Nada wins that, then Nada will advance, but then if Stork wins that, Stork will then play Jangbi, and it'll go around in a circle. So we'll see what happens here. Nada looks like building his supply people inside space. Jangbi also building his pylon inside space, so rather standard openings here, no super cheese in the beginning. And since this is Andromeda, where you have the two expansions, I do expect fast expands for both players. Although Jangbi could be going for what a lot of Protosses have been doing quite successfully recently, and that is going for the quick DT drop, or just the quick DTs by themselves. And it has really hurt a lot of fast expanding Terrans. And seeing the recent fight between look at that poster, by the way, that had a little Reaver on it, that little Reaver thing, that was the other half of the picture with the farting cloud overlord, was that little Reaver. Wow, look at this, Jangbi's actually going for a I believe that was a 14 Nexus there, getting his Nexus down before his gateway, I think. And Nada going for a standard factory build here. New Yorker, interesting. Bunch of posters up here. I have to say both players are quite popular, and I believe this was a 14 Nexus. It was actually. So going for the very fast expand here, and it's quite a safe build on this map, especially now because it's they're in cross positions. I think this favors Jangbi quite a lot because the Terran player just has so much more territory to cross before he's able to do some damage. And this is another thing that favors a longer game. Nada looks like he's going to be going for a fast expand also, given the fact that he only has one SCV on gas. He's probably going to go for an FD build here, and that's a lot of little faces and the word Nada. No idea what that means. By the way, I just ate at a Korean restaurant right now, so in case you guys want to know what it smells like to be around me, I'm burping kimchi burps and a barbecue ribs with a special sauce on them, and tripe and intestine casserole soup. Delicious, except for the intestine part. Actually, I couldn't stand the intestine part, but it was, Korean food. Good stuff. Didn't see any pro StarCraft players there, though, unfortunately. Didn't see anything about StarCraft in this Korean restaurant. I haven't been to many in my life, so I just expect every one of them to come with several high-speed computers and LANs with people playing video games. But this was just a normal restaurant, unfortunately. And Nada now having a good scout here, he's going to probably know that the Nexus came first based on the timing of these buildings. And 2 gateways up for Stork, for Jangbi. Jangbi going for what looks like range upgrade, so probably going to push forward a Dragoon attack just about the time when, well, actually Nada's going to get his second command center before then, I think. And he's going to have tanks ready to deal with 2 gate goons because of the Nexus going up first. But he's still going to be able to put up a little pressure against Nada. Nada looks like he's researching something at the machine shop. Of course, this can be siege tech or mines. Although I think in Nada's case, I'm just going to make a wild guess and say mines, because he sees a slightly later tech, and Nada now pushing forward with the 5 Marines and the tank. And Jangbi, so far, going for an interesting build here. Not going for any fast tech to deal with it. I guess his fast expand makes it difficult for him to go for that DT drop or anything. He's probably just going to rely on these gateway level units, these Dragoons and Zealots to fight off for a little bit, and he's probably then going to go into Robo Bay for Observers. That is a sort of standard build here at this point, and it definitely will lend towards a longer game. I don't think Nada's going to break in here unless his barracks is over there, and his barracks is not floating over there, so he's just going to have pretty much just set up a little contain here, I think, and that's all he can possibly do. And I was right. It is spider mines that he researched. Nada making 2 spider mines down, managing to lay 2 spider mines down, and getting a hit off on that Zealot, picking off the 1 Zealot now, and Jangbi doing a good job there, using the hold position trick, I think, to clear off one of the mines. Nada now pushing in for this attack. I don't think this attack's going to work, though. Nada losing a vulture and his mines there. Ooh, this mine does not explode on Jangbi's Dragoon. So Jangbi manages to push back Nada completely. Now picking off all of Nada's Marines, actually. That was a little surprising. Nada has taken his chance to get his natural expansion. This is the one with the gas, of course, outside of his base. And Jangbi's now taking his turn to go on the offensive. Nada, I'm not sure if he's probably getting a second factory right now. Also getting an engineering bay, actually. So still afraid of an early drop or early DTs. But I actually think that Jangbi couldn't possibly have those right now because of the number of Dragoons he has. And now Nada is the one who's going to have to pull off some micro here to defend. Jangbi actually getting into his expansion, no siege mode up, and surprised that Nada didn't lay more mines in the way of those Dragoons. But I guess just based on the timing of his attack, he lost both of his vultures and their mines. Now he's got his siege mode, and wow, Nada needs to repair that command center. Wow, I was just gonna say, if Nada lost that command center, it'd be a huge mistake. And now Jangbi pushing up and now getting his second expansion at the gas expansion. And I think Jangbi has secured himself a bit of a lead so far in this game. He's managed to push back the FD Terran, and now he's going for mass gateways, evidently, not going for any higher tech. Correct that, he has gone for an observatory. So going for the observatory and just going for the mass. Probably going to go for the High Templar next. He's going to get Zealot legs and then High Templar. I don't think he's going to go into Reavers at this point. I think it's a little late for that. And Jangbi now is the one with a little bit of a contain or a little bit of an arc there to prevent any scouting out. Nada finally placing down, I think, his second factory. That's a bit late. I think because of the fact that he was attacked earlier. Citadel of Adun going up for Jangbi. And I have to say, I am a Nada fan in this game, by the way. I want Nada to advance in the MSL, in the OSL to the round of 8. I think it would be exciting to have one of the old greats in the later stages. There really isn't any veteran player who's made it so far made it into the round of 8, I believe, other than July, of course. July actually is the exception. July is just as old school as Nada is, but you know, I think there's no one even from before Savior days who's managed to get in. It's all the new players. And just because Nada and Savior used to be rivals, I want one of them at least to get in. Just because they're such great players, I have to say, and they're two of my favorite players. Jangbi now with a lot of observers pushing forward. And good amount of Dragoons. He's also trying to pick up this 9 o'clock expansion and doing a good job of walling in beforehand. Nada, of course, if you listen to my commentaries, I always applaud him on his Vulture use, because his Vulture use is just so amazing against Protoss. He's just able to just do such good micro and cripple his opponent's economy. And if the Protoss can shut down the Vulture harasses, then he can shut down a huge part of Nada's game. In fact, it also shuts down a lot of Boxer's game, incidentally. Boxer back in the day was just the pioneer of vultures. I think before Boxer there was just no vulture micro. Basically invented it, and Stargate now going up, probably for arbiters, for Stork. Although yeah, he can get arbiters. I mean, he has a third gas there at the 9 o'clock, and it's going to be up to Nada to push out here and do some damage. I believe he has scans already, and he should be able to see the fact that these arbiters are coming up. And of course, he needs to pull off a timing attack before they actually come up. Nana is still massing factories. He's going to get 7 soon. And so far, a very defensive game between both of these players. Nana actually now getting his comsats. And this is what Andromeda can do to you, can do to games, is make them so stationary like this, especially in cross positions, diagonal cross positions. Really, there's not much to say or commentate on here. Both players are just massing up here, and I'm wondering if I should have eaten any of the small intestine right now, is what I'm wondering. Because it definitely had little, like, I don't know, kind of like gritty stuff on the inside of the intestines. It was so spicy in that soup that I couldn't even tell. Arbiter Tribunal, by the way. I couldn't tell if they were, you know, what they were, the little gritty things. I just sort of ate them, but I'm feeling a little bad right now, so I was going out with 8 people, so I mean, there's a lot of Korean food, so it could have been anything in the middle of the